Great to have you with us. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hey, welcome back. I'm your man, Chris. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hope you're having a great day running into the weekend. Today, we're going to be checking out a video per comment request, and one that I wanted to check out after listening to Tom MacDonald Sober and his song Ghost, and that was Nova Rockafeller and her song Lost Girls. And regarding the comments, special shout out to Rod Wheeler and Courtney Jacks, who specifically requested I check out Nova, so this is for you. So before we get started, if you could please hit that like button, subscribe and turn the notifications on so you know when we drop new content here at Courageous Media. And please leave us some comments. Let us know how we're doing. They also help with comments for the algorithm. So really appreciate everything everybody's doing. We're going to hit 5,000 subscribers, and that's awesome. And now we're on to 10. So please help us grow the channel. We're really excited about finding talent in unusual places and having really good, tough conversations. So without further ado, let's check out Nova, Lost Girls, and I'm told that this is her story, so I'm very excited to hear this.
We were meant to do much, kids in a system that nobody loves. In them bus stations, sun coming up, nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. All we had was us screaming, don't give up. Barely 15, but we had to grow up. Arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams when you're us? I was always hanging with the lost girls. They're running from the cops, seeing a lot of girls. Can I crush at your house? Nowhere to go, girls. Now the escort.
Okay, couple thoughts already. First of all, the way she filmed that, wherever she filmed, wherever she found to film her with the guitar is just, I mean, obviously it's a derelict building, but it just, wherever they found it, that is like a perfect backdrop for this, because it pulls you into the story. It pulls you right into this idea of, which I got from the first verse, of living on the streets. Wow. And she has a great voice. That's the other thing. The other observation, she has a great voice. And so far the melody, the tune is really cool. But as soon as I got drawn into the song with the visuals and the set, I started thinking about my own girls. And we have two girls that we adopted from CPS. And so I just instantly started thinking about them. But wow, nowhere to sleep. So we had to find drugs. I assume that's either to find drugs to be able to go to sleep anywhere, or maybe find drugs to stay awake. Because I know some people who are addicted to meth and they never sleep. And 15, I can't imagine being out on the streets at that age. Wow. Okay. Let's back this up a little bit. Love the tune. And she's absolutely right. How do you have dreams? How do you have dreams when you're in that situation? Thank God she did. Okay, let's go.
Cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams when you're us? I was always hanging with the lost girls. They're running from the cops, seeing a lot of girls. Can I crush at your house? Nowhere to go, girls. Now the escorts are overdose girls. Oh, thanks you'll sell for a little more liquor. Ooh, now you're homesick for a place that you've never known. Ooh.
You're homesick for a place you've never known. Wow. And the other line that she said, which caught me, was, now their escorts are overdose girls. I just thank God that that my two girls won't have to go through that, because she's right. People living out on the streets, chances are that they will either end up in a morgue, or they will end up in a lifestyle that they don't want to be in. And wow, thank God she got out of this. Okay. This is heavy, but I love the way she does the video, kind of cutting back to three girls that, could easily be telling her story. Just little snippets of that while you see her singing in that derelict building. Let's back up a little bit.
Now you're homesick for a place that you've never known. Ooh, all we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up was way too hard. And all we know is we mystery lost in the park. And all we know is perfect people that we someone got drugs, so tonight it's a moon. Got no one to be and got nothing to do. Barely 15 when we dropped out of school. No one to care, nobody to call. Wearing whatever we steal from the mall. Lost a few on the way, paint their names on the walls. I swear that it wasn't our fault. I was always
Oh, wow. Lost a few on the way, paint their names on the walls. Did I hear that right? Ouch. And I mean, how do you not? I mean, in that when you're living like that, how do you not lose a few to you know overdose or to crime? I mean, getting hurt by somebody else, in that situation. Wow, 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 wow. She has such a great voice, though, and like I said, the the snippets with the three girls who are enjoying themselves with each other, that juxtaposed with her singing in a derelict building, and then the lyrics of the song creates such a contrast of you've got these three girls that just look on the video to be fairly happy. They're playing with each other, they're hanging out, but when you think about what the song is about, you're thinking about their quest just to find a little shred of happiness and peace in a situation that is completely off the rails with people, as she said, lost in the park, people that they've lost, that they write their names, so people dying and the things that they have to do to survive, drugs, um, escorts, that it just sucks you right into the story.
that it wasn't our fault. I was always hanging with the lost boys, the random from the cops, the lock boys, the out there selling rocks, popping off boys. Now they're doing drugs, so they got shot boys. Oh, and things to do to make time pass quicker. Ooh, ooh. Now you're dope sick in a highway motel alone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up.
And there you see in the cutaway to the girls and the Lost Boys in this case, finally you see them not just you know seeming to live on the streets but have a good time, but there they are involved in theft. One of them is distracting the shopkeeper while everybody else has stuff in their pockets. So now you get pulled back into with the video part, you get pulled back into the whole crux of the story. So now you get it from both her singing the lyrics and the video. That's really powerful.
Up was way too hard. All we know is we mystery lost in the park. And all we know is perfect people that we are. And all we know is climbing fences in the dark. We're about to do much, kids in the system that nobody loves. Is growing up was way too hard. The sun's coming up, nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. Is we mystery lost in the park. Screaming, don't give up. Barely 15 when we had to grow up. We know it's perfect people that we are. Eyes full of cuts, look, can you have dreams in your eyes?
Wow. For the ones we lost in the park. Wow. Okay. That was an awesome song. I can't say that it was uber entertaining because it wasn't really fun, but it was heavy. Um, but it's her telling some semblance of her story. In the comments, if you could please let me know, like, is that like, has she, is there any other facets to her story? I would love to know. I would love to figure out a little bit more about her story and, how that relates to Tom and his story. But what came out of that was her ability to tell a story with video and with images. She is so creative. She is so awesome at telling a video story. That was amazing. It sucked me right in the way she was singing in that derelict graffiti building, juxtaposed with the snippets of the three girls, and then as that story devolved into them shoplifting and being chased out, and that last scene with the one girl with clearly the eyes that are just vacant and empty and sad. That was awesome. And then ending it with "For Those We Lost in the Park." And it just pulls me back into two stories that I think of really. One is one of my dear friends who thankfully got out of cocaine, but how many times we went and found him in a park or in a motel, uh, binged out on drugs and having stolen a bunch of stuff either from friends or from sheer strangers to be able to fund it. He would be sober for a while and fight and fight and fight and then fall off a cliff. But the other story, frankly, that it pulls me into is the story of my little girls, because we have two adopted daughters from CPS. Their mom could not stay off the meth, and she lost them. She lost custody, and we were the foster parents, and she could never get custody back. She just couldn't stay clean. And thank God they will never have to go through what their mother, their biological mother, went through, because she was molested as a child. And when she reported it, when she told her mother didn't believe her. Her mother was divorced and was living with boyfriends, and her mother didn't believe her. And her mother and the current boyfriend turned her out on the street when she was 16. And so, as part of being a foster parent, you get the your foster child and their parents' entire medical history. And it became readily apparent from reading that medical history that their poor mom literally, she lived on the street, she sold herself for drugs. That's all she had. And thank God that my girls do not have to grow up in that lifestyle. And seeing this just sucked me right into what their life could have been. So wow, hats off to Nova Rockafeller for a very poignant, very heavy song with a great voice, phenomenal videos, phenomenal creative, phenomenal images, and the ability to tell a story and just suck you right into it. Um, wow. Well, thank you very much for joining me. That was not the funnest song, so we might have to follow that up with uh, some Tom McDonald humor to cure the mood a little bit. But just thank you so much for joining us here, for having tough conversations, for watching some tough videos, and thinking about how we can make the world a better place. Uh, Shout out to the Hangover Gang, to Hog Family. Thank you so much for turning me on. I've loved watching Nova and her videos with Tom, but now seeing her on her own, that was phenomenal. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. And remember, and what this story tells me is that God is in the redeeming business. People who had no chance, suddenly God gets a hold of them, and there is nothing that can stop them. And so just remember that God is good. He is sovereign. It'll all be good in the end. If it's not yet good, then it's not yet the end. Until I catch you next time.